Welcome students. In this video we are going to discuss various functions present in math module of Python library. Now as you know and as the name suggests, this module contains all the functions that perform various mathematical operations in Python. Let us see the first function. First function is pow, which is used to calculate and return base raised to power exponent. That is, it is simply used to calculate a raised to power b, where a is the base and b is the exponent. So these are the two parameters that you have to pass in the pow function of the math library of the math module, and it will simply calculate a raised to power b. Clear? Now one interesting fact about this function is that this function is present in both the forms. Means it is present inside math module also, and it is a built-in function also of Python. So what happens, as you know that built-in functions can be used directly without importing any module or without making use of any module name. So pow function can be used directly, as well as it can be used in this way, means with the help of math module name. Okay, now what does this function do? This function takes two parameters a and b, both of which can be integer as well as floating point values, and what it returns, it returns the result in the form of a float value only. Now here is the difference between inbuilt pow function and pow function of the math module. What is the difference? The pow function of the math module will always return a float value, no matter its parameters are integer or float, whereas the inbuilt pow function might return integer result or floating result depending upon the data type of these two parameters. Clear? We'll see this difference practically too. Let us see the next function. Next function is sqrt function, which calculates the square root of the passed number. So here we simply pass a number, and this number is the number whose square root has to be calculated. And what happens? The square root is calculated and the result is returned in the form of a float value. But one thing that you must know, that here the number that you are passing should be greater than 0, otherwise you will get a domain error. Clear? Now let us see the practical implementation of these two functions. Here you can see that I have used pow function without even importing math module. See children, I told you that this function is present in both the forms, inbuilt form also and present in a module also. So it can be used in both the ways. So here I have used it without importing any module, and I have called it directly because this one is the inbuilt form of this function. And see what it is returning, 729. So it has calculated 3 raised to power 6 and it has returned the result in the form of an integer value. But when I do the same operation with the help of pow function of the math module, you get the answer as 729.0. So here you can see that pow function of math module returns you a floating point result, whereas inbuilt pow function might return you the result in the form of an integer value or floating value, depending upon what kind of operands you are giving to it. Okay, and here you can see that I have given integer parameters only, but still I am getting the answer as a float value. Clear? Then see the sqrt function. Here I am providing a number and it is returning the square root of this number in the form of a float value. So this function also returns a float result. Then I gave a floating point value as parameter to this function and I got the square root of this function. Clear? So in situations where you need to find square root of floating point numbers, it is not very easy for us to calculate it directly. Okay, so in that case we can make use of this function. And moreover, for finding square root uh, of any number, this function can be utilized. Next function is ceil and floor function. Now, see children, we have two functions in Python in math module which are used for the purpose of converting any floating point value into its nearest largest integer or its nearest smallest integer. Now, what does this mean? Here the work will be a little bit similar to the round off work, in which what happens, if the value is 3.6, then it gets rounded off to 4, and if it is 3.4, it gets rounded off to 3, because it depends on what value is present after the decimal point. Okay, so if that value is more than 5 or more than 5, then the number converts into nearest largest integer, and if the digit after decimal point is less than 5, then it gets converted into nearest smallest integer. But this is not the case with ceil and floor. What does these two function do? यहाँ पे क्या होगा कि डेसिमल के बाद क्या डिजिट है इससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. ceil function will always convert the floating point number into the nearest largest integer. Means if the value is 3.6, you know that 3.6 is going to lie between 3 and 4 on the number line. So out of 3 and 4, which one is the largest? 4. So it will simply get converted into 4. Now even if this number was 3.4, okay, even if we take the number as 3.4, 3.4 lies between 3 and 4 on the number line. So this number will again be converted into 4 only. तो सील को सिर्फ ये देखना होता है कि गिवन फ्लोटिंग पॉइंट नंबर किन टू इंटीजर्स के बीच में है और उन दोनों इंटीजर्स में लार्जर इंटीजर कौन सा है, और वही उसका आंसर होगा. सो सील विल ऑलवेज रिटर्न द नियरेस्ट लार्जेस्ट इंटीजर. एंड हाउ यू यूज दिस फंक्शन? You call it with the help of math module or math module name, and you pass the number to be operated. And this number is usually a floating point number, although it can be an integer also, but relevance is to give a floating point number so that you can see the effect of this function on that value. Then let us see the practical implement. Let us see the another function which converts the given floating point number into nearest smallest integer. Now like I told you that ceil function will always give you the larger of the two integers between which the given number lies. So floor function returns the smaller integer between the two integers between which the given number lies. Means if here I take the value as 3.4, then this value lies between 3 and 4 on the number line. So it will always give me the nearest smallest, means the smaller of these two integers, which is 3. So 3 will be written. Even if this value was 3.6, 3.6 also lies between 3 and 4. Still, which one is the smaller integer? 3. So 3 will be written as the answer. Clear? Now see how to use this function. Again, we have to call this function with the help of math module, and we simply pass the number, and whatever number we pass, it gets converted into nearest smallest integer. Let us now see these two functions practically. Now here you can see I am operating these two functions simultaneously. In this case we are using ceil function. In this case we are using floor function. Now how to memorize these two functions? You know that ceil is always on the top. So ceil gives you the larger of the two integers. and floor is at the bottom. So floor gives you the smaller of the given two smaller of the two integers between which the given number lies. If you remember this concept, it will be easy for you to understand this function. Now see, here I have given 28.6 and this one is the positive number. So 28.6 will lie between 28 and 29, right? Now out of these, this 28 and 29, which one is the larger integer? 29. Seal will always give you the larger integer, so 29 is the answer. But if you give the same number to floor, 28.6 is lying between 28 and 29, so which one is the smaller integer? 28. So see, 28 is the answer. मतलब ये देखेगा कि ये जो फ्लोटिंग पॉइंट नंबर है ये किन दो इंटीजर्स के बीच में है नंबर लाइन में, तो उनमें से जो छोटा इंटीजर होगा वो फ्लोर का आंसर बनेगा और उनमें से जो बड़ा इंटीजर होगा वो सील का आंसर बनेगा. क्लियर? नाउ हियर यू कैन सी दैट आई हैव गिवन negative 28.6. Okay, now what happens in case of negative number? It will lie between minus 28 and minus 29. Now out of minus 28 and minus 29, which one is the larger integer? Minus 28. So that is why you get the answer as minus 28. But when the same number is given to floor function, you get the answer as minus 29, because out of minus 28 and minus 29, minus 29 is the smaller integer. Clear? So this is the way these two functions work. Next function is Fab's function. Now this function is used to make its argument positive. So if you provide any negative number to this function, it will simply convert it into a positive number and do nothing else on its operand. So it simply makes its argument positive. So here is the number that you pass. It can be a floating point number or an integer number, and whatever number you pass, it will be converted into positive. So if it is already positive, it will remain as it is. No effect will come on this number. Let us see this function practically. Here I have imported the math module. Okay, math module is imported. Now after this, math.fabs minus 45.8. So see, it is getting converted into positive value. But when I am writing 29.6, which is already a positive value, I am getting the answer as 29.6 only. Okay, so you know this function is performing the work of mod operator that you have in your normal mathematics. आप लिखते हैं ना, जो काम आप इस ऑपरेटर से करते हैं अपने मैथ्स में, वही काम ये फैब्स फंक्शन पाइथन में करता है. क्लियर? नेक्स्ट फंक्शन इज EXP फंक्शन. अब ये क्या करता है? You know that there is a universal constant named E, which is called Euler's number. So whenever you need to calculate something of this sort, E raised to power something, then where E is the Euler's number whose value is 2.71828. So if this kind of work has to be performed, then we make use of EXP function. Clear? So here you can see that in the syntax you have to only pass one value, that is num, and num is the power. See here. Okay, and it will take the value of E, means the base E is taken implicitly. खुद ही ये बेस E बना लेगा, लेकिन आपको पावर बतानी पड़ेगी. So num, what is num? Num is the power of E. And this number can be a float or a integer value. So the power can be float as well as integer. But the base is always taken as E, where E is the standard constant called Euler's number with the value 2.71828. Clear? Let us see this function practically. Here you can see that I have imported math module first, and then math.exp 5. So 5 is the power, so it will simply calculate e raised to power 5 for me, and this is the value. Okay, and here it will calculate e raised to power 3 and give me the value. Clear? So suppose you want to calculate e raised to power 2x, so you will have to simply give, at this place you will have to give 2 into x. Clear? Now next we have three trigonometric functions in Python. So whenever you need to calculate sine, cos or tan of any value, then we use these three functions for calculating the sine or cosine or tangent of the given argument. So how we use these functions? We have to simply provide the argument, and this argument must be in terms of radians. देखिए हम जो नॉर्मली साइन, कॉस और टैन के साथ वर्क करते हैं, हम उसमें डिग्रीज में काम करते हैं, ठीक है। लेकिन इस फंक्शन को आर्ग्यूमेंट की वैल्यू रेडियंस में चाहिए। क्लियर? इट वांट्स द वैल्यू इन टर्म्स ऑफ रेडियंस, सो आई विल हैव टू फर्स्ट कन्वर्ट दैट डिग्री इनटू रेडियंस एंड देन I will be able to get the answer. Clear? So if you provide the proper value in terms of radians, then you get the proper answer as expected. Okay, so ARG is the value whose sign has to be calculated, and ARG must be in terms of radians. Now let us see the practical implementation. Here you can see that I have taken, first of all, I have imported math module. Now children, you know that the value of sine 30 degree is 1 by 2, or you can say 0.5. Clear? Now here you can see I have written math.sine, math.radians 30. Why? Because the purpose of this radians function is to convert degrees into radians. तो मुझे साइन 30 डिग्री की वैल्यू निकालनी थी, तो मुझे 30 को पहले रेडियंस में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा, तब मैं इस फंक्शन को इसे दूंगी। तो फॉर दिस पर्पज वी मेक यूज़ ऑफ रेडियंस फंक्शन, जिसका काम होता है डिग्रीज को रेडियंस में बदलना। तो इसने 30 डिग्रीज को रेडियंस में कन्वर्ट करके तब इस फंक्शन को दिया। सी व्हाट आंसर वी आर गेटिंग, 0.49999, विच मीन्स 0.5, दैट इज 1/2. Clear? Now here I have shown you the value of math.radians 30. So अगर आप 30 डिग्रीज को रेडियंस में कन्वर्ट करेंगे, देन दिस विल बी द आंसर। और देखिए यहाँ पे मैंने वही वैल्यू जो मुझे math.radians 30 की जो वैल्यू मिली थी, मैंने वही वैल्यू जब यहाँ पास की, तो मुझे देखिए वही आंसर मिल रहा है जो मुझे इस स्टेटमेंट से मिल रहा था। क्लियर? सो इंस्टेड ऑफ डूइंग इट इन 2 steps, I can simply do it in a single step. Okay, so you have to first convert the degree into radians and then provide it to this function. Then next function is cos function, which returns the cosine of the argument passed. It is used in the same way as you use the sine function, cos, arg, and arg is the value whose cosine has to be calculated, and this value must also be in radians. Clear? Let us see the practical implementation. Here you can see I have imported math module first, and then you know the value of cos 0 is 1. Okay, cos 0 degree is 1. Okay, so I have to first convert this 0 degree into radians. So I made use of this function, and then I provided the result of this. Means after converting 0 degrees into radians, then I provided this to the cos function, and I am getting the correct result. Now here I have shown you कि 0 डिग्री को अगर हम रेडियंस में कन्वर्ट करेंगे तो आंसर क्या आता है। तो देखिए 0 डिग्रीज आर रिप्रेजेंटेड एज 0.0 रेडियंस। तो जब मैंने 0.0 डायरेक्टली दे दिया, तब भी मुझे वही आंसर मिल रहा है जो मुझे यहाँ मिला था। तो इसका मतलब आप इनको 2 स्टेप में करने की जगह एक ही स्टेप में कर सकते हैं, and you will get the required answer. Next is tan function, which calculates the tangent of the argument passed. ARG is the number whose tangent has to be calculated. It must be in radians. See the practical implementation. You know that the value of tan 45 is 1. Okay, tan 45 is 1. So I am first converting 45 degrees into radians and then providing it to tan function. I am getting the right answer. Here I have shown you what is the equivalent radians of 45 degrees. And then I have passed this result in the tan function and I got the same result as I got here. So instead of doing it in 2 steps, you can do it in a single step. Next is the log function. Log function is the function which is used to calculate log base 10 in Python. So whenever you need to calculate log base 10 of something, then you use this function and you have to simply pass the number whose log base 10 has to be calculated. But this number must be greater than 0, otherwise error is raised. Okay, so the number that you are passing here should be greater than 0. It can be float as well as integer value. And another function is log function which calculates log base e. Okay, so whenever we need to find out the natural logarithm of any number, we use this function. Okay, we use this function, and num is the number whose natural logarithm has to be calculated, and this must also be greater than 0, otherwise error is raised, and it can be float as well as integer. See the practical implementation. Here you can see math module is imported, then math.log 45. So this will calculate log base e 45, but this one will calculate log base 10 45. Clear? So this is how we use these two functions. Okay, so all these were the built-in functions which are found in math module. Now I am going to discuss two constants found in math module. Besides function, we also have certain standard constants which are often used in formulas. First is the pi, constant pi. Children, you know that you cannot directly type pi from the keyboard. So whenever you use this character in the formula, you cannot write pi r square. Suppose if you have to calculate area of a circle, then the formula is pi r square. So you cannot write pi in the formula. So there are two options, either to write 3.14 or you can simply write 22/7. These are the two common ways, and another is math.pi. So math.pi, this is the constant which has this value only. So instead of using these two values directly, you can simply use math.pi, and for this also you will have to import math module. And here math.e is the universal constant, Euler's number. Let us see these two functions, these two constants. Here you can see math.pi gives the mathematical constant pi, whose value is 3.141592 up to the available precision, and e is the Euler's number, whose value is this. So in order to utilize these two constants, you may simply write math.pi and math.e after importing math module. See a program. Write a program to input radius of a circle from user and prints its area and calculate the value of e raised to power 2i. तो दो काम करने हैं इसमें, एरिया ऑफ सर्कल निकालना है. तो एरिया ऑफ सर्कल आपको मालूम है, फॉर्मूला इज पाई आर स्क्वायर. सो सी हाउ आई हैव यूटिलाइज दिस मैथ डॉट पाई हेयर. मैंने मैथ मॉड्यूल इंपोर्ट किया, रेडियस की वैल्यू इनपुट ली, और फॉर्मूला देखिए यहाँ पे कैसे यूज़ हुआ है, मैथ डॉट पाई देन आर इंटू आर. क्लियर? तो आप यहाँ पे 3.14 भी लिख सकते थे, 22/7 भी लिख सकते थे. दैट इज़ परफेक्टली ओके, बट यू कैन यूज़ इट दिस वे ऑल्सो. फिर मैंने आपको ये सेकंड था इसमें कि ई रेस्ट पावर 2y कैलकुलेट करना है. तो मैंने ई के लिए इस बार ई एक्स पी फंक्शन ना यूज़ करके मैं इसको ई एक्स पी फंक्शन से भी कर सकती थी. आई कुड हैव रिटन मैथ डॉट ई एक्स पी एंड विद इन ब्रैकेट्स 2 इंटू वाई, ये भी लिख सकती थी, लेकिन आई वॉन्टेड टू शो यू द यूज़ ऑफ मैथ डॉट ई कॉन्स्टेंट ऑफ मैथ मॉड्यूल। तो यहाँ पे देखिए मैथ डॉट ई, यू नो दैट दिस इज द एक्सपोनेंशियल ऑपरेटर and 2 into y will become the power. So we get the results. See the output, we got the result. So radius has been input here, okay, and then enter value of y means the radius, and I got the result area of circle. And e raised to power 2y, I got the result. No, see here I took the input of radius and here I took the value for y, sorry, okay. So this is how we are going to utilize these two constants of the math module. So these were the various elements which are present inside the math module of Python library, and there are certain built-in functions also in math module, means built-in functions related to math, one of which was power function. Okay, so in the next video we are going to discuss the built-in functions of math module, but here you can simply see that these are some elements, important elements of math module. I hope all of you must have understood, and if in case you have any problem you can write it in the comment section. Thank you so much.